we're all here with, well, most of us at least are here with one aim, and that is to win. Only one person can win, so I am here to give it the best shot that I have, and hopefully that is me.
How is your experience so far getting into some training? How was it today?
It was pretty good. I mean, I just got here yesterday morning, so today was just shaking out, getting the blood flow, getting the legs back under me, and just feeling everything out.
How have you been acclimating to the good conditions?
Pretty good. It was raining this morning. I know Paris is usually very hot, but today didn't give me that. I mean, I was coming from almost 100 degrees to this morning was like 65, so it was a little bit different, but can adjust pretty fast.
The Olympic title is the only title that Jamaica has not gotten, the women. You had this fantastic season last year. Mm-hmm. How good are your chances to see that drought ends this year?
As good as anybody else. I mean, we're all here with, well, most of us at least are here with one aim, and that is to win. Only one person can win, so I am here to give it the best shot that I have, and hopefully that is me.
What do you feel that was the most defining point of your season so far, in terms of making to get to the Olympics? Because it's been a hard road to get here, or a long road to get here.
The most defining part is just staying healthy. I haven't had any major issues this year that had me sitting out for missing huge blocks of practices like I have in the past. And so I feel like that has been the key to being here this year.
Danielle, you're not the type of athlete who needs to win many races or any races before you even get to a major global championship final. How does that, change or affect your mindset, if any at all, knowing that you're not necessarily beating the people on the circuit, but when you get to that start line at the World Championships, you're always ready and you're always a contender for a gold medal?
It's funny you say that, because coaches always say that, we're not the winningest person when we go on the circuit, and we're not necessarily trying to win every race we go. Most of the races we go, we're just working on phases of the races, and so that looks different every race that we go into. But when we come to the championship, we expect that all those races that we did in preparation, we've gotten the race together, and we should get it right when we step on the track in the championships, and that's usually the difference for me.
How do you view it? Because some people say, well, the Olympics is no different and we're racing against the same people. Mm-hmm. Some people say, well, it's a different atmosphere and it feels different when you're in the Olympics. Which side of the coin are you on, and how does that affect your mindset?
A little bit on the borderline, both. It is just another race, the 100-meter hurdles that I've ran countless times. I haven't been into the Olympic Stadium before, so I really don't know how it will feel. But I expect that it will be heightened, the emotions will be heightened, but I am a seasoned campaigner, and I know how to keep my emotions in check and compartmentalize. And so I figure that once I get the first round out of the way, it should flow as any other race.
In terms of the number of races this year as opposed to last year, and you mentioned not necessarily trying to win races, but trying to work on phases, has there been anything different in the approach? Has there been any slight tweaks, or is it just a similar approach to what worked last year?
There's always slight tweaks. We ran the same amount of races last year as we did this year, so that's no different. But just necessarily working on the deficits of my race. I feel like the start has been pretty consistent. Well, not so much this year, but last season was pretty consistent. But as we transition to working on the last 5 hurdles, which was that was giving me problems last year, we've been really focusing on that part of the race. And so the start has gotten away from me a few times while I'm focusing on that. And so, we've gone back to working on the start and trying to, fine tune it, as well as the last part, the 5 through 10. So I figure we've gotten it pretty good in training many times, and so it's just a matter of time before it comes in the race.
With the experience you have, how satisfying is it to see the next generation having entered the fray now, and they're right there alongside you? You're still at the very top of your game. Mm-hmm. They are also reaching the apex, breaking national records and so on. We've seen the national record broken like countless times in recent times. How satisfying is that, and how much motivation do you even draw on from that?
It's pretty satisfying to see. I remember when I just came out on the senior team in 2013, it was really just like a rebirth. And so to see a lot of young athletes now stepping up and they're running pretty well, it's very cool to see, and to know that I am still in the mix at my big age, still there, still mixing it up with them. I mean, Akira told me that when she was in high school, she had a picture of me saying she has to beat me. And so it's like, I've come a long way. I mean, I've raced the greats, and now I'm racing the up and coming. And so, you know, it's very cool for me, and I'm very blessed to still be in this position. I've had a long career, and sometimes I don't stop to really look at it in depth, and it's really a blessing for me to be here still.
Does it still, you know, kind of feel new because, you know, you've won countless championships and you feel that you are on the apex, especially nationally in Jamaica? How have you ever to take back and smell the roses and appreciate what you've done and the standard that you have helped to elevate?
I don't. I really don't. I mean, I just said just yesterday that while you're in it, it's really hard to step back and look at what you do because you're still trying for so much more, and you're still trying to get to the top still. Even though you're there, you're still hoping, trying for more. And so I don't really take time to really step back and look at what I've done. Maybe when I've retired and put it up, I can really look at my career. But in the moment, in the meanwhile, I'm still chasing greatness, and so I have to keep my eyes focused on that.
Fire still burns.
Fire still burns.